When the sun has set on a Friday night, bringing peace into your home, families will gather all around singing Shabbat Shalom. Everybody sing Shalom, Shalom. Shalom, shalom. It's a gift from God to put a smile upon your face. He's got the whole world in his hands, so obey his commands and you will know peace. Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom, shalom.
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Let's light the candles and make the blessing together. Please join me in the blessing that ushers in Shabbat. The lighting of the candles means that Shabbat is almost here. Oh, I have to light that second one. This is real life, you know? This is what happens. Okay, ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat. Would you like to see Minnie the dog? Let me get Minnie. Minnie, you want to be in the Shabbat experience with me? Let's see if she'll come. Minnie. Oh, here she is. Hold on. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'avahu v'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, v'avahu v'ratzon inchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Well, we're not eating just yet because we haven't even gone outside to greet the Sabbath bride. Let's make the last blessing, the blessing over the challah. And here we go. We've got our challah right here. I'm going to have to put Minnie down. She's going to want to eat it. So let me open up the challah. And we'll make the motzi right now. Will you please join me in the motzi? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'te'avon. Are you ready to go outside to greet the Sabbath bride? Please join me. Now, I know it's going to get a little bit bumpy, as it always does when we make our way outside, but come with me because it's just so nice to be out with the grass and the trees and the birds and everything that is out there. Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam chiri biri biri bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. This week's Torah portion is called Ekev. And in it, Moses is reminding the Israelites of all kinds of occurrences that happened in the past. And there are a few famous lines in the Torah portion, including referencing the land of Israel as the land flowing with milk and honey. But a really poignant, philosophical, very brief phrase that you find in this Torah portion has been quoted many, many times over the centuries and by different religions who've echoed the same sentiment. What it says is, man does not live by bread alone. Man does not live by bread alone, or human beings do not live by bread alone. So I decided just for fun to ask Shoshi, hey Shoshi, my daughter, what do you think it means? What do you think is the meaning of man shall not live by bread alone? And here's what she said. Let's take a listen. Shoshi, what do you think the Torah meant when it said, man does not live by bread alone?
What the Torah means when it says, man does not live by bread alone is, while you do need food to survive, you can't survive with only food and water and shelter, because in order to truly be living, you also need to have friends and family. So, yeah.
Thank you, Shoshi. That was an amazing insight. You know, it's worth paying attention to what happens right after that phrase. It says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by the words that come from God. And so I agree with Shoshi that the phrase man cannot live by bread alone or does not live by bread alone is really referring to the other things that we need. We need more, as she said, than our basic sustenance. We need more than just a roof over our head and food to eat, even though there are many people who don't even have those basic needs met, and we're very lucky that we do. But there's more to it than that. The human being cannot live by bread alone, meaning we don't want to be like the animals. I love my dog, but mostly what she thinks about is food. I mean, that's just how it is. I think she likes cuddles and all that. But other animals, too, if you look at nature, the center of their existence is finding their next meal. That and procreation, that's about it. And then they nap and rest, right? But it's, how do I get my food? How do I get my food? But the human being can be philosophical, can be emotional, can have ideas and thoughts and feelings. And we need more than just sustenance. We need to learn. We need to grow our minds. We need to celebrate life. We need to make a difference in the world. We even need the words of God, meaning we need direction about how to be everything we can be by practicing mitzvot, by making the world a better place, by bringing our best selves to each other. And so I've always loved this Torah portion specifically for that phrase. Here we are outside. Let's take a deep breath as we take in Shabbat. Maybe one more. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Ishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'liti la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekavela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcham ki mekor ha'bracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh v'machshava la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam v'simcha uv'tzala toch emunei ha'msegula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. You know, we're actually in my front yard right now, and I'd love to show you a sign that I have on my front yard. I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back. Well, people have all kinds of unusual signs on their lawns these days because of the pandemic. So, for example, if you can't have a birthday party because of the pandemic and you live alone, then someone might put up a happy birthday sign on your lawn. Or in the case of my oldest child, Holden, he graduated from college, but they had to cancel the graduation. So I had this sign made for him. I don't know if you can see it. I hope that you can. It says, class of 2020, and even has his name on it. But that's not even the sign that I wanted to show you. The sign that I wanted to show you directly relates to what we were talking about earlier when we said that a man does not live by bread alone, and what are the different things that one needs. And so I'm going to show you this other sign. So it says, Black Lives Matter. Some people say all lives matter, and I think that that's true. Jewish lives, Black lives, every kind of life, everyone of every race and every creed and every religion. Now, the next thing that it says is women's rights are human rights, which is, of course, true. Men and women are equal, and they all deserve to be treated like human beings. The next words on the sign say, no human being is illegal. Now, I think that's super important for us as Jewish people because so many of us came on ships and on boats and fleeing from different places throughout Jewish history. So we don't think that there's such a thing as somebody who's illegal. Sometimes you have to run. Science is real. That is a very Jewish statement. Science is real. There are other religions where when scientific discoveries were made, like, for example, that the earth is not flat, there are religions that resisted that. And there are even religions where religious leaders really alienated or punished even those who were physicists or other scientists that made certain discoveries. Judaism was never intimidated by science. We never thought that science is in contradiction to Torah. Somehow the rabbis over the centuries found a way to reconcile science and Torah. And finally, my favorite is the last line, which says, love is love is love. I hope that you can see it. There's a lot of wind right now, but I hope that you saw that it said that. Love is love. Man cannot live by bread alone. That is true. And what people need more than anything is love. You who live at the Jewish home, I hope you know how much you are loved by me and by all of our staff, and of course by people outside of the home that you know and have been in your life. But we love you, and you are loved. You are not alone ever, no matter what is going on in the world. Before we say farewell, let's have one last song together. Adama v'shamayim, chom ha'esh tzlil ha'mayim, ani margish begufi, meruchi v'nishmati. Adama v'shamayim, chom ha'esh tzlil ha'mayim, ani margish begufi, meruchi v'nishmati. Please join me. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 oh. Hey, 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 ha. Hey, 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 oh. From our home to your home, I wish you, from deep in my heart and with lots of love, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
When the sun has set on a Friday night, bringing peace into your home, families will gather all around singing Shabbat Shalom. Everybody sing Shalom.